Hi, everybody. I wanted to talk today about surrender. Surrender is that subject that I've covered, a lot in the past few months, just because we're going through a difficult time right now in the world, in planetary and world events, and with all of the events that are happening this year. It's been really a year where we have been forced to surrender the life that we know and the life that we expected, and we're having to surrender it to the unknown. And that's scary. It's really scary. Um, it's a hard thing to do. Surrender is really, really hard. It's hard to let go of our dreams and our thoughts and our viewpoints about life, about relationships, about our jobs, about our place in the world, our purpose. It's a really tough thing to let go of what is going on in our life versus what is the highest good, what is the final outcome. So, all of us in our lives, we have an idea of how we want our lives to go. We have this idea of the perfect life, the perfect job, the perfect relationship, the perfect kids, maybe, the perfect adventures, what we think our life should look like. And many times, most of our suffering comes from our life not measuring up to the idea of what we think it should be. So we think, we should have perfect relationships with the people, the important people in our life. We think we should have a perfect career where everybody just gets along and we make tons of money. And maybe we can travel and maybe, all of these things where we think what our perfect life looks like. And all of the time, without exception, our lives in some way don't turn out exactly the way we plan. Or if we do achieve all those things, those, natural physical things like the perfect job, the perfect family, we're still not happy. Something is still missing. And so the key is surrender. And I came across this meditation recently that was all about surrender, and I just loved it. So they didn't call it surrender, so I'm kind of renaming it the surrender meditation just because that's what it's all about. And I want to go through this meditation with you today. And you can do it on your own and you can tweak it to fit your own personal experience and your own personal perception. But it's really important, and I want to talk a little bit about surrender first before I actually do the meditation. And I'm going to do kind of a short version here, but I really encourage you to take it a step further on your own. So, what is the surrender meditation? When we come to a point in our life when life isn't quite turning out the way we expect, it's really important to surrender our ideas of how things should turn out and what we expected to happen and why we're disappointed. It's really important to do that. And in order to do that, we have to really surrender those ideas to the energy of the divine presence. So originally, when I read this in a book, and I will tell you the name of the book was called Douse Your Way to Psychic Power. So it's really not even about meditation. But in the back of the book, they had these different meditations you could do. So that had nothing to do with dowsing. But that was the high point of that book for me. I just loved this meditation. And it was called The Cosmic Consciousness originally. But I kind of tweaked it a little bit because there were certain parts of it I couldn't really do. Originally, it was suggested that you stand up for the entire meditation, and since I have a bum knee, I'm not able to do that right now. So I kind of tweaked it. But the basis of this meditation is that we open up and surrender to the highest force of good, the force of the divine presence, and allow that energy to come into our bodies, our physical body experience. And so, in order to do that, we will open up the top of our head, is where I like to open up. I like to open up my crown chakra. Up here is our connection to the divine. And so, if we get into this state of being and we open up our crown chakra, which is just visualizing our crown chakra opening and reaching up to connect with the divine presence above us and allowing that energy to just come into our bodies. And we surrender our expectations, we surrender our desires, and we surrender any specific focus or intention. And so a lot of times our lives are filled with, and even our spiritual lives are with intentions. I intend to manifest this or that. I intend to have a happy life, or I intend to manifest a specific amount of money, or a love partner, or, well behaved children, or, a home, whatever. I intend to manifest world peace. There's so many things we want to manifest. Recently, I had experienced dislocating my knee, and so I really wanted to get that healed. When I came upon this meditation, it was life changing for me because I realized that if I was going to do this meditation, I couldn't ask for anything. I couldn't ask for the divine presence to heal my knee or anything else. I couldn't ask for anything. And so this meditation is about completely surrendering to our highest good, completely surrendering to the divine presence, the divine benevolent presence, to come into our bodies and completely just shift things inside of us. Now, I'll talk about a couple of things. The first thing that you're probably going to say is, how do I know that what comes in is good? How do I know it's benevolent? So the best way you can know is by your emotional frequency. Does it make you feel good? So our emotional frequency opens us up to similar frequencies, so that non-beneficial energy is going to come in and affect us whenever we are depressed and sad and lonely and grief-stricken or sick, or those kind of lower level energies. But if our vibration is high, in other words, we're feeling a sense of love, a sense of joy, a sense of peace, then that's the energy that we're going to be compatible with, and that's the energy we're going to connect with. So when we do this meditation, we are opening up to the divine presence coming into our physical body experience and connecting with us in a beneficial way. And we're not going to dictate to the divine presence what we want. So we're open to whatever the feelings come along with this meditation. We open up to surrendering our ideas to whatever is best. We're surrendering the final outcome, which is really, really important. It's really important to surrender the final outcome to whatever's best. And that's the hard part. If we have cancer, what do we want? We want to recover from the cancer. If we are declaring bankruptcy, we want for everything to work out and for money to come back in. So there's a lot of things. If we're homeless, we want a home. So there's a lot of things that we want to experience in life. But what if we let go of all that and said, I'm just happy with my present moment, and I'm content with whatever I have right now in this moment, and I just open myself up to whatever is the highest good. I surrender all desires for a different outcome than what I have in this very moment. In this moment in time, all is well. So that's really important. It's really important. And if you can do this, this will change your life. So even for me, and I've been spiritual my whole life, and I see clients and I help them with their stuff, and I teach classes on spiritual things. It shifted me too. And what was the result when I started doing this meditation? So the biggest result that I noticed was gratitude. I just would wake up in the morning and I would look up at the ceiling fan in the ceiling and think, that is the most beautiful ceiling fan I've ever seen. Or, boy, that paint on the wall is really beautiful. And of course, then the important things, like my husband, I appreciated him more. When you're with somebody a long time, you start taking people for granted. Little things get on your nerves or whatever. But I just started appreciating all of those things. I started appreciating what I have now. And, it's so important. It's so important to have gratitude for what you already have and for what is in your life, even the seemingly insignificant things like, what color carpet's on the floor, or the color of your mattress, or the color, there's just a lot of things that we take for granted, and we don't even think that's just wonderful. It's just wonderful. It's nice to be able to taste wonderful food. It's so nice to be able to sit out and allow the sun to shine on your face. And all of these other things that are annoyances or they're concerns to us, and obviously there's a lot of big concerns in the world right now. And it's so important. Just surrender the final outcome. All right. So enough talking. I'm going to do a very short version of this meditation, and then I want you to repeat it on your own. And maybe in a future session, I'll actually do a longer session with this, but there's really not that much to say. It's really just opening yourself up to the divine energy and allowing that benevolence, that divine presence to come into your body and soak in. And you're giving up all desires. You're giving up all hopes for a positive outcome. You're giving up whatever you would hold on to, and instead you're just surrendering to the highest good. So it sounds easy. It's not always easy, especially if you're really attached to a particular outcome. So let's get started. I want you to close your eyes. I'm going to leave mine open just because I'm leading you through this meditation. You don't have to close your eyes, but it helps. I want you to take a few deep breaths, and I'm going to lead you in that. Just count to 4 as you breathe in. Count to 4 as you breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you're breathing, you're really relaxing your body. Just relaxing all of those tense areas in your body, just noticing where that tension is located. Just releasing and letting go. Just imagine that even your brain waves are slowing down. Your breathing slowing down. You're getting into this very relaxed state. And now we want to call in the highest available divine presence, benevolent divine presence. Imagine that above your head, maybe just a couple of feet above your head, because, you know, the divine presence isn't that far away. You just imagine this beautiful, loving energy, this light, that all of your ideas and your perceptions of what is the benevolent divine presence is right there above your head. This beautiful, beautiful ball of light. And you send your awareness into that ball of light and say, Divine Presence, I invite you to connect with my physical body awareness. I surrender all that I am, all that I have, all that I desire to this wonderful, benevolent, loving presence. Imagine that your crown chakra opens up, the top of your head, and this beautiful energy begins to flow down from this beautiful divine energy into your body through the top of your head. Just take a moment to see how that feels. For me, I feel a sense of joy, like the most wonderful feeling of joy that you can imagine. But it might be different for you. It might be peace, it might be love, or all those things. Sometimes I'll feel like a pressure on the top of my head as the energy starts to flow in. And just know there's nothing to say. It's an experience. That beautiful, loving energy coming into your physical body experience, filling up all the cells in your body. I want you to just surrender. This is a surrender meditation, so surrender your resistance. Surrender your need to be in control. The energy is pleasant and it's good. It's divine. Just allow yourself to feel whatever you feel. There's no right and wrong way to experience the divine presence. You might even think, I surrender my need to know. I surrender my need to understand. I surrender my need to have things turn out a specific way. I even surrender my need to have a particular experience in this meditation. It's all good. Life is wonderful. All is well. Just continue to allow that presence to flow inside of your physical body awareness. Washing away any fear. All is well. When you're finished, you can thank the divine presence for the experience. Allow the awareness of that divine presence to retract from your body. Close up the opening in the top of your head. Be sure to say thank you. Thank you to the energy of the divine presence for this experience, for this co-creation of love and light for all that is. Maybe return your focus to your breath. Bring your awareness back to present time. When you're ready, open your eyes. Obviously, you're going to want to do this on your own for a longer period of time. This was just a little snippet. Maybe sometime I'll do a video specifically with this meditation without any explanation at the beginning. But really, you can do this at any time when you are undisturbed for a period of maybe a half an hour if you can. You can put on some nice music or, just close yourself off somewhere from whatever's going on in your world for a period of time when you won't be disturbed. Don't do this one while you're driving. But know that all is well. No outcome is guaranteed. But all is well. It is good. Life is good. We're all in this together. Blessings to you, and I will see you next time.